One of my aims today is to reintroduce you to a document that is not widely used in the United Church, perhaps because it's a bit overlong and reads a bit like poetry. It's not the Bible we're talking about. It's a document called A Song of Faith. And A Song of Faith, which many of you may not have seen before, is a 7-page document. It was put together and agreed by the General Council in 2006. And it is now one of the 4 main statements of faith of the United Church of Canada. It goes with a new creed that you and we have used many times and love, but also with earlier statements of United Church doctrine. I mention this because A Song of Faith, which we heard from earlier on with Jan reading an extract, is, to my mind, one of the most important and beautiful documents that is available within the United Church. We're often told the United Church has no theology, or that its theology is too wide, the tent is too wide. The Song of Faith contains a wonderful expression of our theology as a denomination, and I do encourage you to Google it and download it and read it. And we will be, over the next several weeks, drawing 1 or 2 relevant passages from it to tie in with our scripture reading, which is what we will be doing this morning. I just want to remind you of some of the things that we have heard about creation in the reading this morning, because that is our theme this Sunday, as you've noticed. Our songs, our hymns reflect the beauty of creation, and it was, of course, Earth Day on Thursday of this last week. So some of the words that you heard this morning are, I think, very relevant not only to creation, but as a statement of our belief in God. And I'm going to remind you of 2 or 3 of them. The first point is that God is described in the Song of Faith as a holy mystery beyond complete knowledge. And that recognizes that our language and our ability to comprehend God are too limited, in a sense, to be able to describe God adequately. The relationship between God and creation, as you heard earlier, is that nothing exists that does not find its source in God. Our first response, then, is one of gratitude. It's a gratitude that informs our lives, and so we sing in the Song of Faith, God the Creator, the Maker and Source of all that is. We heard in our hymn earlier on today, this is God's wondrous world. Let voices sing, let the heavens ring. God reigns, let earth be glad. And Song of Faith continues. Each part of creation reveals unique aspects of God the Creator, who is both in creation and beyond it. And as we've heard and know from the creation story in Genesis, God saw that it was good. And we sing, all creation is good. And we sing of the creation of the Creator who made humans to live and move and have their being in God. Those are words from the Song of Faith. So when we ask ourselves, who is God? Or what does God mean to me? And even if we say that God is beyond complete knowledge, we could say, God is the creator of all things. Or even as our beloved new creed says, we live in God's world. And even this, as we know, is an incomplete description. If we view our role as inhabitants, not of our world to do what we wish, but of God's world, it certainly affects how we live our lives, doesn't it?